So last night I got back from seeing Avengers Age of Ultron, and I was actually very disappointed. Now that's not to say I didn't enjoy the movie, because quite frankly, I loved it. It was fun, I laughed, but one of the biggest problems that I had with this film is take the first Avengers movie and replace Loki with that of Ultron. With that in mind, that is Avengers Age of Ultron. And I'm gonna say it right here, this review does contain spoilers. Again, this review does contain spoilers. Again, this rest of the review will contain spoilers. If you didn't hear me, fuck you. Avengers Age of Ultron. This film was kind of the setup for the next third wave in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, one of the things that I love most about Avengers Age of Ultron was the fact that Scarlet Witch, she's not referred to as Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver because simply 20th Century Fox owns the rights to those characters and they can't use them by name. But Scarlet Witch has the ability to read and fuck with people's minds, essentially. And that's what she does. And with that exposure on the Avengers, going against the Avengers at a short time, you're able to see backstories which were really not even done in the first Avengers film. Like, you had Black Widow and Hawkeye, one of which Hawkeye in the first film was really not even really relevant to the actual Avengers team. He didn't really serve a really big purpose. I don't really know why he was there. Black Widow was just kind of there. But with this, the Avengers Age of Ultron, things are explained a lot more with their origin story, because Scarlet Witch uses her mind capabilities to take them back, and you get to see flashbacks of their past. And that's something that I really liked, was being able to see kind of these origins and these characters and flaws, what made them who they are in the Avengers Age of Ultron. This film was covered in CGI, but it did a fantastic job, as most all Marvel films have. I gotta give kudos to the script writing. Avengers made me laugh a lot. This film made me laugh a lot, and it's not often that I can watch an entertaining action movie, and the dialogue between all of the characters, they match so well. When you match in the dialogue of these characters and, personalities that are against one another and such, it turns out to be absolutely awesome. One of the biggest highlights of Age of Ultron was, in fact, Vision. That's what sold the entire show for me. I thought it was going to be Ultron, but sadly I was disappointed with that. Rather, Vision is one of the coolest looking characters in the entire length of this film. Now, on to some of the few negative things, which I enjoyed this film. I love this film, but there are negative things to it, issues that I had with it. Number one, there's a really unnecessary relationship, which I don't know why it even exists, with Black Widow and an Incredible Hulk Bruce Banner. I honestly felt as this whole movie, this relationship was somewhat kind of forced in our faces, with no explanation as to why. Of course, if you read the comics of Black Widow, you know that she's kind of a character that kind of likes to sleep around with a lot of guys. Not saying that that's a bad thing. No, I'm not slut-shaming. I'm just saying that the romance between them was completely unnecessary, and I would have rather seen more action, more story with the Team Avengers and their struggles of going against Ultron, rather than like 3 or 4 scenes of doing this. And if you don't know what I'm doing, that's Black Widow putting her hand out to feel the Incredible Hulk's hand. And for some strange reason, all I could visualize for the whole movie is visualizing Black Widow on top of Incredible Hulk, and she's riding like a 3-foot green dick. I know I messed up, I know that's weird, but that's what I kept visualizing. Hence why I don't like the whole romance thing. And I personally felt as if it was forced. Now that that's out of the way. The second problem with this film was, in fact, the villain. Now, for those of you who haven't read comics, Ultron is a mega supervillain. He's on par with that of Thanos. Thanos is one of those villains that keeps getting hyped up and is going to be in the Civil War and so on and so forth in Marvel Phase 3. But as I said in the beginning of this video, replace Loki with Ultron and you have the same exact movie. I'm tired of Marvel taking these supervillains, making them what they are, and then by the end of the 2-hour film, he's gone. He's destroyed. He's dead. I personally feel as if Marvel has been lacking in terms of their villainous character. I mean, for God's sake, the film is called Age of Ultron, and you think that Ultron is going to be aging, where in that reality, he only does one transformation, he gets a bit more powerful, and then whoop-de-doo, he's dead. Just like, bang, gone, destroyed, never to be heard of again. To me, I felt this was kind of like a bitch slap in my face, and it kind of felt like Star Wars Episode 1 all over again. Here, we're going to present this badass, awesome, villainous character, Ultron. We're gonna make deceptive trailers for the movie, which make it seem like it has a really dark tone. Anyone saw the Avengers trailer and You Have No Strings on Me, Ultron was walking and he had Pinocchio song, got that really dark vibe. This film was not dark at all in any way. In fact, I loved Ultron's personality. I loved his character. He was interesting, unique, funny. Definitely a better villain than Loki. And then what happens? Oh, he dies. Now, granted, I do know this is all speculation, but I really wish Ultron could have, you know, maybe somehow survived, or the film could have ended with, you know, another Ultron robot, you know, crawling out of the dirt or something that escapes, and you know that Ultron is still in existence. But no, they completely annihilated the character. A character that had so much potential for future films, and granted, I don't know the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Perhaps we'll be blown away with the future that comes with Thanos. But what I do know is that Marvel's lacking with their villains, and I really wish they hadn't killed Ultron off in this film. Remember, guys, it's Age of Ultron. Ultron only had a lifespan of about 45 to an hour and a half in this movie. And might I suggest, Marvel, if you're gonna kill off a character like Quicksilver, you probably shouldn't do sad music for roughly 2 to 3 minutes when he dies, and then within 5 minutes later, da 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 da, the Avengers theme song. Yay, they won the battle. That's another thing that really bothered me, is Quicksilver does die. I warned you, spoilers, so shut the fuck up. It's like this entire Avengers team is all about saving people's lives. When Quicksilver dies, I was kind of like, okay, he's died. That's sad. I didn't expect that. But the Avengers team was just kind of like, whoop, he's dead. Let's go celebrate. Woo, we won. And I was kind of sitting there like, there's no funeral, there's no nothing. This character that helped them in the battle against Ultron just got killed, sacrificed his life, but oh, his life meant nothing. We'll just, 5 minutes later, yeah, it's the end of the movie, upbeat music, yeah, let's talk, whoopity-doo. Avengers team assembled, dun, 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 credits. I was like, what's happening? Another thing that I really did not like about Age of Ultron is, what the fuck, Nick Fury? I mean, I don't understand Nick Fury in this film. Like, he serves absolutely no purpose. He appears out of nowhere, which is really ironic, because if you've seen the movie, Hawkeye's in his, you know, his safe house with his family, and he turns to Captain America and Tony Stark, and he's like, you know, this is an undisclosed location. Nobody knows about it. S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know about it. And then literally 5 minutes later, Tony Stark goes into a barn to fix a tractor, and then in the background you see Nick Fury just appear out of absolutely nowhere in this barn. I mean, what the fuck were you doing, man? Milking cows for the past 2 hours? How the hell did you even know the location? Because Hawkeye just said 5 minutes ago that S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't know about this, but then Nick Fury just appears out of nowhere in a barn house talking to Tony Stark. And then near the end of the film, all of a sudden Nick Fury pops out of existence again and says, hey look, I have an aircraft carrier. I was completely homeless in the second Captain America movie, but, you know, we're gonna completely forget that. I was homeless, stripped of everything, I have nothing, but here's a gigantic aircraft carrier to save the day. I was kind of like, just like, what? Why? I don't understand this. What? If it wasn't for him, the Avengers team would have failed. The biggest problems that I had with this film overall is that the film started really well off with feeling that the Avengers were struggling against Ultron, but then all of a sudden it just got fixed, like, hey, we're struggling to, you know, defeat Ultron, to fight Ultron, then bang, boop, oh, we're all better now, let's just defeat him. I wanted this film to be more of a constant struggle throughout the 2 hours and 30 minutes of this film's duration, of them struggling, when in reality it only lasted for about maybe 30 minutes at most, when Scarlet Witch was doing things with their mind. Other than that, there was really no struggle with the Avengers here. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, this is my review of Avengers Age of Ultron. You can feel free to agree, disagree. My biggest key point of the movie that I was severely disappointed was the fact that Ultron was killed off, just like again, replace Loki with Ultron and you have the same movie. Not much different. And that's why I was disappointed. I had my expectations extremely high. They were probably too high, in fact, and I was disappointed. I love the movie. I'm going to buy the movie. I'm going to see it again. But overall, if you're looking for a film that has longevity within the franchise, and, you know, what I can basically say is you don't need to see Avengers 2. You just don't need to see Avengers Age of Ultron. You're not missing anything, because it doesn't really explore much other than the fact that Vision is incorporated and the next Infinity Gem is, well, run by Vision in his head. So that's my review. Take it or leave it. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Mr. Reption, also known as Daniel Sulzbach. This has been my review of Avengers Age of Ultron.